Welcome back. The Department of Education, Basic Education that is, has launched an investigation into an alleged exam cheating incident in Mpumalanga. At least 370 pupils are alleged to have been part of a WhatsApp group titled, quote-unquote, Road to Varsity, that gave them an edge in the examination papers. According to reports, teachers not only provided the scope on WhatsApp, but also in person. A spokesperson for the Basic Education Department, Mhlanga, joins me now to talk a bit more about this issue. Got to give full credit to the reporting of the Sunday Times and Times Live on this story, Elijah. But in terms of what you've been able to establish as a department, what do we know at this stage? The figures point to some 370 from the reports. And I've seen the word racket being used. That's not a word you want to be used in association with what happens in the basic education system.
Good afternoon, good evening to us as well. Well, it's good and bad. Good because we've been able to receive information that is helping us to uncover what could have been taking place there. Bad because it tarnishes the image of the exam, but it's something that should be welcomed, especially when whistleblowers come out with information that is going to be useful to the department, reporting irregularities. We have been running a series of messages calling on South Africans to report any irregularities that they might come across in the examination. So we welcome and thank those who have heeded that call to give us this information, because it could go on for a long time without being detected. But now we're here. We have some preliminary information that indicates that some wrongdoing has been taking place. The numbers we can't confirm as yet because the investigation is still ongoing. We are working on the basis of the information that we've received. Yes, we've been to the different schools there, not all, but the investigators are still preparing to do a thorough investigation. So we will get to the bottom of the matter as time progresses, and we get to hear from other people that are involved in terms of what actually took place.
Understanding and accepting that you can't give too much detail at this point, what are you able to say about the scale of the cheating that we are looking at from the preliminary information that you say you've received?
Well, it looks like it was confined to a particular area, a particular circuit in the Mhlanga district. But, you know, all of that will be investigated. But it does look like it was confined to a particular area. It was not widespread across Mpumalanga. So even when we speak, we need to make sure that we locate the problem where it is in terms of the information that we've got. But it's a message to everyone else around the country that if you involve yourself in wrongdoing, it's going to come out one day. It may not be now, but it will come out soon, and you'll be in big trouble, because if you are a teacher, an educator, or an official, disciplinary action will be taken against you. And if you are a learner, you have a situation where your results could be blocked while the investigation is continuing, and you don't want to go through that stress. So we emphasize to all our people that we need to do everything that we are expected to do clean with no irregularities.
Tell me about this other incident involving the Life Sciences Paper 2, where, according to the reports, you found there's sufficient grounds to act against one teacher.
In fact, that teacher has been suspended already by Mhlanga Education Department, who acted swiftly to deal with the matter when it came up. And we expect that there will be many more such actions that are taken as the investigation unfolds, especially because based on some of the information that we've got, it does look like it was coordinated, involving several people who are in a position of responsibility, and these are the invigilators and other people, because based on what we are getting, it does look like people were coordinating and talking to each other about what needs to be done to assist the learners in an illegal manner. So we appeal to all those that are implicated to come through and work with the department, because it has helped others before that when you are implicated, you come forward very early and voluntarily so, give the department information so that the investigation can be concluded quickly, and in that way you save yourself a lot of stress and inconvenience.
At what point, Elijah, does this latest form of cheating through these WhatsApp groups, one of them called Road to Varsity. And hopefully there's none of that that actually proceeds to lead to people being at varsity that are not deserving at the expense of those who are deserving. But nevertheless, at what point do you believe this leakage or this flaw occurred? Because in previous instances, in 2020, for example, there was this story around a service provider, which is where you detected that that's where the breach occurred. Now, I'm thinking about a WhatsApp group. It says for you to be able to answer and share answers on a WhatsApp group, you need to be at a point where, as a teacher, invigilator, you have seen the paper and perused it, and with sufficient time to then share with the pupils. And this is me just thinking about how the mechanics of this would work. So at what point in your systems do you believe you were compromised?
Well, the good thing is that nothing suggests that there was a leakage of any paper whatsoever. It looks like what was happening is people accessing the paper, opening it, seeing the questions, and then starting to work on the answers at the time when it was supposed to be distributed or just shortly before. So there was no overnight access to the paper, which is the good part. So it was only a situation where people were accessing the paper and starting to work on the answer and then distributing the answers to those that are part of the group, it seems, that people had to pay to be part of, and those would then benefit from that. So that's what is being checked and verified by the investigating team. But as we continue, we'll get to see exactly what took place. But in a nutshell, that's what seems to be taking place. So it's at that point when the paper was already at the center, not before.
Sure. Truly disheartening to hear. Elijah Mhlanga, thank you for your time this evening. He speaks on behalf of the Department of Basic Education.